All right, Shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and a Shalom to the elect. Now, the Spirit came on me to where as though I was thinking about how Christopher Columbus, when he came over here, it was all spiritual. It was all set up. He went straight to the tribe of Ephraim, the Taino Indians, right? Because Ephraim is the head tribe of the northern kingdom. And that's where slavery basically started with Christopher Columbus. So I'm going to play this clip. This clip is about five minutes. And we're going to get some scriptures because, it's a direct connection. Everything that went on with the forming of this country from the least to the greatest is in the scriptures, and the Heavenly Father controlled it, how we went down, how Esau came back in power, but on this lesson, I'm going to focus mainly on the tribe of Ephraim. All right, I'm going to play the video.
Children in the United States learned that Christopher Columbus discovered America in 14...
Salaki, brothers, I'm going to widen the screen up. All right.
1892. But since there were already millions of people living on the American continents when he arrived, what is Columbus's real...
And you heard what he said, and that's true. There were millions of Israelites, all right? It wasn't just, just people. We had a nationality. We had a name, All right.
Importance in history. This video will show what really happened during his voyages between two worlds and how they helped shape the world we know today. In 1451, Columbus was born in the Republic of Genoa. There he began his sailing career, but in 1477 he was hired as a merchant mariner for King John II of Portugal. Portugal was gaining power on the seas, colonizing Atlantic islands and establishing trade with African kingdoms. By the 1480s, they found out the Indian Ocean was on the other side of Africa. This discovery gave them a fast and cheap trade route to the rich goods of Asia. During Portugal's rise...
And that's debatable because when you learn in school how, they just happened to find out, no, they already... they were pretty much advanced back then, because you had the Moors, they sailed, and pretty much world history, history didn't change too much. You got the, from, going all the way back to when King Solomon was, had his navy, all the way up until when Esau came back in power, the Dark Ages, because you had royals, you had royal people. And so they had a knowledge of the seas, so they knew where they were going. They knew where they go, and they bring that out in the movie 1492 when Christopher Columbus said, "Oh, the Book of Ezra. Ezra, he's a Jew. Ezra is a Jew." Talking about the Northern Kingdom. Talking about the prophet Ezra, the Book of Ezra. So they knew where they were going.
Power, a group of European scholars thought the Earth was smaller than what was previously believed. This meant one could reach Asia by sailing west. Because of the newly invented printing press, Columbus read about these recent theories and was enthralled with the idea of sailing west for riches. He tried to get funding for an expedition from Portugal, but King John didn't believe in the small Earth theory. He then tried in France, England, and Spain with no luck until 1492 when the Spanish sovereigns, Ferdinand and Isabella, decided to help fund 3 ships for a voyage. They saw Columbus as a means to compete against Portugal's success. The Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria set sail on August 3, 1492. After a stop on Gran Canaria, the rest of the trip took 5 weeks. On October 12th, land was spotted. It was an island, and at dawn, Columbus went ashore. Because he believed in the small Earth theory, Columbus thought he was near Japan. He called the natives of this island Indians because India was what many Europeans called Asia at the time.
That was you Ephraimites. That was the tribe of Ephraim. You so-called Puerto Ricans. All right. And back at that time, you were dark. You were dark skinned. You were just as dark as the some of the so-called because all of us Israelites, we are different shades of brown. We always been different shades of brown. You always had dark skinned Jakes, light skinned Jakes, and in between. All right.
But the natives were really called the Taino. Trade began between the two parties, but it was clear that the Taino did not possess the fabled riches of East Asia. However, some of them wore gold as jewelry. Columbus was hungry for gold to bring back to Spain. He wandered around searching for a large amount of gold until the Santa Maria crashed into a reef on Hispaniola. Columbus left 39 men at the site to build a colony. He promised he would return for them and sailed back to Spain. When he arrived in Europe, Columbus was famous. He had sailed into the unknown and returned to tell the tale.
And he's not going over everything. I don't expect him to, being at the videos, sort of a short summary. But Columbus, that's when he put you Ephraimites in slavery. He came through and slaughtered the Israelites. They said it's evidence. It's on a poem on his diary that he didn't he killed so many Ephraimites that he didn't even put his sword down for an hour. You know, so he was a murderous, wicked ass, devil ass Edomite. You know, and Christopher Columbus, he done came back plenty of times. You know, he might have been one of those presidents, you know, of the United States. He's back, you know, whether he's in the spirit world or, you know, or one of these presidents. Donald Trump could be. I seriously doubt it. Christopher Columbus might be in the Navy, you know, in the United States Army, the military. He might be one of those high-ranking military captains. You know, that's what I believe, you know. But
he brought back many things to show the Spanish king and queen, including Tainos he had kidnapped. But he did not bring enough gold, so Ferdinand and Isabella equipped...
Oh, and about the rape. Yes, he did rape a lot of Israelite women, too. So he was a murderous rapist. You know, rape, rob, and murder. That's what he specialized in, because he stole. I did a lot of research on this. Christopher Columbus saw the gold. You see, they talked about gold in this little cartoon. It was at a point where he was killing so many Ephraimites. Then he put them in slavery. Then he made them work in the mines to pull out so much gold that the Puerto Rico means rich ports. So when they got there, it was so much gold. They took all the gold and they just like diluted it, like dried it out. You know, they stripped that rich port for all its gold.
Columbus with 17 ships for a second voyage and named him governor of all the lands he discovered. Columbus was an excellent sailor. He found his way back to Hispaniola using his own keen navigation skills and kept the coordinates of his route a secret. When the fleet arrived at Hispaniola, they found out that the 39 men who were left there to build a colony had been killed by a local chief. They also found out the same chief had lots of gold on his land. Columbus led a...
And that might be one of the you brothers and you Ephraimite brothers in a camp, you know, going back, you know, in your past life. You might have said, "Hey man, I ain't letting these damn devils," you know.
Crew into his territory and found a gold quarry. The chief was angered by the arrogance of these invaders, and soon fighting broke out.
And look,
to intimidate the chief,
he got the garment on. He got the garment.
Columbus captured 3 of his captains and beheaded them in public. This enraged the Taínos and disturbed many of the Spanish. To make things worse, there was soon no gold left to mine. Columbus sent letters back to Spain on a ship and exaggerated the amount of gold that was found. To produce more profit for the king and queen, Columbus suggested starting a slave trade. Without waiting for a response, he seized over 500 natives and sent them to Spain.
That was my point. So the northern tribe went into slavery first. It started with the northern tribe. See, it's a narrative that the Puerto Rican, it came out though, thanks to Great Millstone and other Israelite camps, that push the true doctrine. The northern tribe, the slavery started with the northern tribe. Let's get these scriptures. Lucky about that. Switch it over. Okay, Hosea 9:1. As for Ephraim, their glory shall fly away like a bird from the birth, and from the womb, and from the conception. Though they bring up their children, yet will I berate them, that there shall not be a man left. A lot of killing. Yea, woe also to them when I depart from them. It says, Ephraim, as I saw, Tyrus is planted in a pleasant place. That's where all the gold at, rich port, Puerto Rican. It says, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. And what you see now these days, that's all you have is Puerto Rican women marrying white men. First thing, a Puerto Rican household, the Puerto Rican mommy, she brings back a white man to date. The parents is smiling from ear to ear. Oh, she got a white man. Just like the Negroes are. All the tribes have low self-esteem. All the tribes are self-haters, But that's where we gotta, we're in slavery. We've been conquered by our enemy. But the opposite, she bring a Negro as a back to home to the parents. They mean mugging, But yet the Lord, they don't realize the Lord is a dark-skinned man. Real dark-skinned man. Let's go to okay, since we're in Hosea. Yeah, I can go to Hosea 7. This is Hosea 7:8. It says, Ephraim, he have mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. You see? So at the beginning of the video, when I said, when Christopher Columbus came over here, when he first interacted with the Taíno Indians, which are the tribe of Ephraim, the Native American Indians, so-called Indians, they were dark, but Esau then raped so many women, it diluted the, Ephraimites. So Ephraim is a cake not turned. You making a cake, you put it on the oven, then turn it around, it's kind of light on the other side, right? Because if you got it, the Lord is like a poet. He even used the same instance when he was describing the Lord. I was telling a guy the other day how the Lord is dark, so-called black man, right? Because as it burned in the furnace, it said his hands and his feet is bronze, like as it burned in a furnace. So Ephraim is a cake not turned. So you put a cake in an oven, and don't turn it, the other side is going to be light. So that represents you got light. A real Ephraim is real light. That's going to say Ephraim. And not only Ephraim, the majority of the northern tribe, because Ephraim represents the head tribe, It says, strangers have divided his strength, the white man, And he knoweth not. Yeah, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not. All right, let's go to we can go to John. Let's go to John. John chapter 10. John chapter 10. John chapter 10, verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and kill and destroy. So what we just said about Christopher Columbus, he raped, robbed, and murdered. I am come that they might have life. The Lord gonna come and restore us. So the Lord gonna save us. Esau came to kill us, destroy us. The Lord gonna come back to save us. It says, in that they might have it more abundantly. I am a good shepherd, a good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. So he gonna come back and save us. You know? All right, let's go back to the video. Play the rest out. Let's flip it. Widen the screen up.
Most of the remaining natives fought against this injustice, so Columbus unleashed terror on them. Once defeated, they were forced to pay tributes of gold to the Spanish. It was worse than slavery. People who didn't find enough.
Worse than slavery. I hear a lot about, the northern, they ain't, well, that's for the 2/3 that don't know no better. The Puerto Ricans and all, they ain't going to slavery. They just mixed, one thing they did fight back only to be destroyed. Just like the Gadites. The Gadites were warriors. The Gadites, didn't submit, but they got slaughtered. Were
punished brutally. Forced to constantly look for gold, the Taino could not farm their lands anymore. Many escaped into the hills, only to be...
So he was a bully. They had, that's that white, so-called white man Esau spirit, bullying. So brothers shouldn't be, in a bullying one another. That demon to get on a brother, and you'll start bullying their brother, expecting them to do certain things. When we king, we should be treating each other like kings, man.
Down. During the first few years of the tribute system, 50,000 natives died. Columbus's brutal command made him enemies in the colony as well as in Europe. In 1496, he sailed for Spain to defend his actions to Ferdinand and Isabella. He left his brother Bartolomeo in charge of the colony until he returned. The king and queen listened to his defense and allowed him to return to Hispaniola in 1498. By now, the colony was a disaster. Bartolomeo was just as bad at governing as his brother was, if not worse. A rebellion had begun among the Spanish, and soon the king and queen sent a royal investigator to assess the situation. He put the Columbus brothers on trial. They were found guilty of numerous crimes against both the Spanish and the natives. The brothers were arrested and sent back to Spain. Christopher Columbus was no longer in charge of the New World. Now old and humbled, he was allowed one last voyage across the ocean, but he was...
So they do that now. Here it is. He got away with all that rape, rob, and murder, and his only punishment was to get sent back. I see they ain't put him to death like they would have did you Negroes. He killed millions, and they do still. Esau still get away. Well, guess what? I got news for you. It's gonna be a pit to an end to that, because you're gonna pay for everything you did, devil. You're gonna pay for everything you did. You got away. You basically got away. That's not no punishment. They put him on house arrest for a little bit, and you see he still was able to go back for one more voyage. So what type of punishment is that? He got away with rape, robbed, and murder. He got away with killing millions. Well, I'm gonna say probably thousands. So he got away with slaughtering thousands of Ephraimites day in, day out. His diary say he barely put his sword down for an hour. Then you robbed the whole island of the gold. So you stole and then killed. And then I'm pretty sure you had your fun with the women, the Ephraimite women, because the Ephraimite women are beautiful. So you had your fun raping them women. How many women had husbands and you know, how many of them women that you raped had husbands? And you some of them you probably ain't put to death. So you're gonna pay for everything.
Not permitted to return to Hispaniola. He explored the Caribbean for 2 years before sailing back to Spain, where he died in 1506.
Look.
We have learned that Columbus was ambitious, intelligent, and courageous.
All right, I hope this was edifying to the body. You know, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Till again, brothers, Shalom.